Hello, this is me doing Minecraft. So you can see my Nana's house. Her name was Nan, or Gladys. And there's the sun setting. And it's colouring the clouds pinky and these bits whitey, and notice how it fades out of the clouds. Anyway, look up to this sign and it says, "Welcome to my Nan's place." And there's a little torch. We walk. Obviously her place wasn't on an island in the middle of nowhere. You know, there was the street out here, and cars would come go vroom. And there was a great big brick wall that went all the way across the very front of the property, but it didn't make that. Anyway, you'd walk up some steps, and then you'd be out the front, but still not in the house. And there used to be couches along here, so you could sit when it was raining. And if you looked in here, you can see into the living room. We're not there yet. You can see out along there, there'd be a driveway that went all the way down the side of the house, but they haven't really done that either. And me and Luke would climb up on this pole and run around here and try not to, fall off or whatever. And we didn't have any giant octopuses swimming just off the side. Anyway, front doors. The house was not made out of stone. There was a phone booth here, so I should have put that in, but I forgot. Okay. Then we walk into the first room. There's a bedroom. There's all the cupboards that she had that were really huge, but always on the roof. There's a double bed on this says Nan's room. And we can see out the front where we were about 2 seconds ago. So that place. These rooms were bigger in real life, obviously, if they're just Minecraft rooms. Anyway, that was the bedroom. The carpet was blue, so this is accurate. This is the laundry we saw from out the front. You can see, that's where we were, now we're here. So when you walk straight in, these couches were green, so you can sit here and television. Well, there was an actual fireplace here, it was huge. You can sit here and watch the television or the fireplace, it was huge. I was sitting on this couch when there was a Christmas tree in the corner, and my mum said, "Don't sneak in and watch cartoons," and I did, and the Christmas tree fell over and, nearly hit me on the couch. So always listen to what Mummy says. This was an actual fireplace. As I've said, a fireplace. And this one, I have a TV, or a crafting table, same thing. And it just says lounge room. The carpet was a bluey purpley thing. I think that corner was actually a diagonal, but close enough. Anyway, now we can go left or right, so we'll go to the right. It says bathroom. So here's the bathroom. This was where the sink and the cupboard was. Pretend I am a mirror. Yes. It's a bath, jump in, splash. So you'd be sitting here in the bath having a lovely time. The door would be closed because we didn't shower with each other in the room. There's still a sapling just randomly there. And these windows could actually open up to let the air vent out into the back part of the room, but if you were lucky you could actually sort of jump through it. Don't worry about that yet. So that's there. Then Nan's room and cupboard with towels. There was a cupboard in the wall here, but I couldn't actually smash it into the wall because of Minecraft. I didn't want to make walls that were double thick. Yeah, because there's a spacer, one space, wall, blah blah blah. So I figured if I did it like this, open the door, and then you can get the cupboards. And they would be, well, they don't open, so don't worry, actually. Oh no, this one does. But anyway, it'd be full of towels. Then you go in, and the bed was huge, so we just put 4 beds together. And then this was another huge cupboard that went all the way up here and over there and down there, but you can't really do that in Minecraft, so I just done this. And then some sleepy beds, very interactive. And there was a window that led to the outside. Again, Nan did not live surrounded by water, but the roof was roof. And I left this room purposely badly lit because it was always, the sleeping room. Nan's bedroom. Then you come up here, eat in here. That was diagonal, the blue, white, blue, cool. This long chair, this pew, that's the one that we have at Mum and Dad's place, my Mum and Dad's place, out the back. Oh, no, it's out the front, or it's somewhere, but it was at Nan's for ages, and it'd get about 10 of me and my cousins on it to eat dinner. And I figured we had crafting tables, because that's where you craft food. And then it says to cook in here. So that's the sink. Again, it's just bubbles. You can see out the front. And then this was where all the plates and dinners and cups and bowls and stuff would go. And this was where all the food would go. So like you'd have Vegemite here and different cereals and breakfasts. And it was such a big cupboard. It was always fun trying to find something to eat at Nan's place, because you never knew what good you'd find. And this was of course the oven with nothing to burn in it. Like saplings. Ding ding. Cooking oven, yep. This was, if I ever told you, I wondered how Nan ever looked after herself, because she was the oldest, so who looked after her when she was a baby? I always thought to myself, how would the baby manage to get in here and then up on top of the oven to start cooking whatever it needed to cook to eat? I just remember that. That's one of my earliest thoughts about Nan before, you know, I got old enough and realized, no, she would have had her own parents. But yeah. That particular corner doesn't really exist. This would have gone in there too, but you know, Minecraft. Then this lack of a door, I should have fixed that, is actually a sliding door. So you'd slide it open and slide it shut. But if you stood here, there'd be like a little mark and it'd say Michael this height, or it'd say Jacob this height, or it'd say, you know, my cousin Luke this height, something like that, all the way up and down, which is pretty cool. Then you'd go in. That I had to sort of... This was actually just a wall about 1 block thin, straight up and down, but I had to fluff it out because of, you know, the bathroom's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. But anyway, you'd come around here, and there'd be the toilet on the left. And I remember that she had these walls painted a kind of green colour, and you could see outside, and I'm on fire. Why am I on fire? Okay, good. Anyway, toilet. Yes, it's on fire. I was very worried about putting lava in because I thought it would burn stuff up, but apparently it didn't, so that was good. And I purposely made that a see-through door because there was just 2 concertina lines that you could pull closed and shut and open again, and that was it. It wasn't a real door, so it didn't lock. So if you were in there, someone else would have to force the door open, and by then it was too hard and stuck to actually close again. Very funny. Outdoors. There's something out there. This again is... This window was really high up, so, you know, a bit hard to actually get up and climb into. But I always wanted to just do it to see what it was like, and now I can. Like that. That big, huge room, that's kind of misleading, because it's pointing here, which is actually the library. You can see through there. But it means this room. You'd walk in, there'd be a bed here, this here, but this would be as big as any rumpus room you'd like. And you'd look out the back and see the huge, huge garden, which you can see, kind of. But, you know, it's close enough to accurate. Not so big in this game. This is accurate. And there's no toys, and the carpets are kind of green colour, so I should have changed that, actually. But this is where we'd set up a huge train set and just toys and muck around and everything. It was really cool. And then this was my Nan's library. It literally was this big. That would be a cupboard full of songs and books and junk. And there was another one, and it would go out this way and this way and this way. Another cupboard that reached the roof. And then, of course, here's the seat to sit in and read your books, and here's another seat. Of course, the game just thinks that they're stairs, but they're wrong. And library. Very plainly written out there. And I forgot the windows. So give me 1 second. There you go. It would look something like that, but I think they were lower. But if I put them any lower, yeah. And I remember down here, behind that block, right there was a hole in the wall. And so Nan would, it was because rats actually got through there. So she would have to deal with them. Because, you know, rats, they eat your books, and then you lose your intelligence and your brains. And we always liked them things. And that was the library. And then we had the big outdoors. This is not to scale. We'd have grass. That room would come out this far, and if you ran in front of it, you wouldn't be able to see in there. Oh, what's that? What's that? Oh yeah, that's Nan's bedroom that I showed you, the dark room, looking up this way. But yeah, you couldn't come out here because there'd be a fence cutting off, and you couldn't go straight that way. Of course you can, because this is Minecraft. The property would probably go out to about here. Ooh, jeez. About this far, and it would go all the way down past that squid, just as far as I'd have to walk. If I walked to it, and then that far again. There's a giant fence. And there was a huge, gorgeous big mulberry tree. And so that's what this is supposed to be. So I just stuck trees in, and then at the top of the trees, I can't fly. I'd put some dirt, and then in the dirt another tree, and then in that dirt another tree, and then here dirt with the tree coming out and up again. It wasn't too hard. And you can see this piece of tree is actually off color. Don't tell anyone. And then 2 more trees into more trees, because that's how big it felt when we were a kid. We never could climb it. There was one further at the back that we could climb, but not this one. Plunk. Anyway, if you were playing this, it would be not in creative mode. So you would see the tree and say, "That looks great, I wish I could see it." And the second anyone goes adventuring for even a little bit, they would get here and go, "Oh look, a ladder. Let's go up the top." What does it say? And it says... Clever thinking, but there's nothing hidden here. But there's another sign. What does that say? But check out the mulberry tree. And that's when you could see pretty clearly how good and big it was. So yeah, I made this to show people what it was like in Nan's place. I'm currently standing on top of the toilet. The side hasn't been done at all, and I realized it got less to scale the more I did, but it was still pretty cool to do. And I plan to show, like, Dad in particular, but also Mom and just everyone, and say, "Look, I remade Nan's place," kind of. Yeah, that's it. I hope you liked it. And I don't know what place I'll make next. Maybe I'll just blow it up with dynamite. Maybe not. Alright, enjoy. Bye bye.